This is Vicinity 95.3 FM Ikijile Ijesha. The time is 12 o'clock. I am AFEEZ HASSAN with Global News. First, the headlines. President Tinubu hurdles started the ICPC probe over fake scandal. Ghana rejects Ramaphosa's visit over xenophobic attacks on Ghanaians. And heavy flooding displaces thousands in southern China. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission ICPC to conduct a thorough investigation into the activities of the fictitious Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council and all related matters, demanding a comprehensive report within 30 days. The Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, made this known in a statement assigned, saying the directive followed the discovery of the fictitious council, which the presidency said was never established by the federal government and has no basis in the law, presidential instrument, executive approval, or other lawful act of government. President Tinubu directed the ICPC to investigate the forged appointment letters and official government documents allegedly used by one Adeniyi Adeyemi Matthew, who presented himself as Director General of the so-called council and falsely claimed to be a presidential appointee. He also ordered the ICPC to examine the wider circumstances that may have enabled a fictitious body and a false claim of presidential appointment to acquire an appearance of official legitimacy, use of false official documents, the processes through which official recognition or diplomatic support may have been sought or obtained, including the opening and operation of any related bank accounts. The federal government decision to demolish buildings within a 15-meter setback from the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway to accommodate service lanes has sparked fresh anxiety and debate among property owners, professionals and investors over the design integrity, planning and execution of one of Nigeria's most ambitious road infrastructure projects. The demolition, which will affect between 1,700 and 2,700 houses, is already a source of apprehension for residents and landlords on the extended corridor. However, stakeholders welcome the update with mixed reactions. Minister of Works David Umahi yesterday disclosed that structures within the newly identified setback would be removed to make way for service road designed to improve accessibility and traffic safety along the corridor. Recall that the President Bola Tinubu-led administration began the project in 2023 as one of the government's flagship infrastructure projects. Construction officially commenced in March 2024, with the first phase covering 47 kilometers from Ahmadu Bello Way in Victoria Island, Lagos, to Eleko Junction in Ibeju-Lekki. The highway is planned to span about 700 kilometers, passing 9 coastal states: Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River. Away from Nigeria, Ghana has turned a state visit request from South African President Cyril Ramaphosa as tensions rise over a wave of xenophobic violence that has targeted Ghanaians nationals living in South Africa. Diplomatic sources in Accra and Pretoria explain that the decision comes amid a sharp escalation in anti-foreigner attacks across parts of South Africa, which has already forced around 1,000 Ghanaians to return home, with another 900 said to be in the process of registering for repatriation. The situation turned deadly on June 30 when a Ghanaian national was killed during a wave of demonstration by xenophobic groups targeting African migrants. Ghana has reportedly told South Africa to take concrete action to stop the attacks and firm guarantees the safety of Ghanaian nationals living in South Africa before it can entertain visit, saying the bonds and relationship between the two nations remain intact. Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa has signed into law constitutional changes, extending his time in office to 2030 after approval by Parliament last month, which also introduces a provision allowing future president to be elected by lawmakers instead of a direct public vote. Nick Mangwana, government spokesperson, confirmed the move last night, announcing on social media that the bill has been signed, sealed and delivered after receiving presidential assent. Supporters at ZANU-PF party has repeatedly called for the president to be given more time to complete his political and economic agenda, while party leaders later endorsed the constitutional amendment extending presidential terms, while the proposal gained cabinet approval in February before being passed by the parliament. However, the constitutional changes are expected to face strong criticism from opposition parties and civil society groups, which has long accused the government of weakening democratic institutions and concentrating executive power, and the new law secures additional time for Mnangagwa to pursue his administration's priorities while reinforcing ZANU-PF's grip on Zimbabwe's political landscape. You are listening to Vicinity 95.3 FM, transmitting live from Ikejile, Ijesha. Global news will continue shortly.
Sports.
In towards the car, go!
Entertainment. Politics. All on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha.
Thank you for staying tuned. For news updates and live streaming, visit our website at vicinity953fm.com.ng. You can also provide us information via email at vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 0706 108 3107. Now the rest of the news. Heavy rainfall that began on Sunday in Rehne village located in China's southern Guangxi province has triggered severe flooding, forcing thousands of residents to flee their homes. It was reported that villagers initially considered the rainfall routine. However, the downpour continued unabated, causing water levels to rise rapidly. Meanwhile, on Monday, floodwaters had reached knee level, and by daybreak, the first floors of many homes were completely submerged. A resident of Rehne village, Zhou, said the flooding occurred suddenly, where many villagers fled without taking food or other essential belongings, and the typhoon has also inundated the city of Nanning and nearby communities, leaving residents stranded on rooftops while awaiting rescue. According to Chinese state media, no fewer than 17 people have died, hundreds have been injured, and tens of thousands have been evacuated following the disaster. The U.S. military said it has resumed strikes on Iran in response to attacks on 3 commercial vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz. The United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations confirmed 3 incidents but has not identified the vessels and no casualties, which caused a fire on board. The vessel crossed with its automatic identification system location signal switched off and was later identified in satellite imagery on 22 June near Qatar's main LNG export hub, while crude tanker which went through the strait with its location data switched on and was carrying oil to Fujairah port in the UAE. A bit of sport. The Egyptian Football Federation said it had asked for the officiating team who handled the Pharaohs' loss 3-2 last 16 to Argentina to be thrown out of the World Cup. Ani Aburida, the president of the Egyptian Football Federation, filed a complaint with FIFA, demanding an investigation into the French referee Francois Letizia after the serious refereeing mistakes committed by the team of referees and double standards, which caused the Egypt team to lose the match and exit the World Cup. The EFF president also demanded the exclusion of the referee and the entire crew from the World Cup after investigating these mistakes and proving the crime of discrimination against the Egyptian national team. To end global news, a recap of the major headlines. President Tinubu has directed Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to conduct thorough investigation on the activities of Presidential Foreign Invention Promotion Council. We told you that Ghana turned down a state visit request from its counterpart, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, over xenophobic attacks on Ghanaians. Lastly, you heard, heavy flooding killed 17 people, thousands displaced in southern China. And that was Global News. It was edited by Mujib Olakunle on behalf of the production team. I am